District 11 6A Boys Championship, our D11Sports.com game of the week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Al DeCarlo alongside Ben Childs, the head basketball coach here at Easton, and a great way to cap off an exciting weekend here at Easton. And the atmosphere here in the 6A Championship, Ben, will be electric.
It sure will be. I mean, we have a nice crowd still pouring in here, and obviously I'd like to be coaching in this game, Al, no offense, but I think we're going to have a good one tonight.
As you look at this matchup, obviously there's team players on both sides that are pretty impressive. We'll talk about them in a second. The Northampton Concrete kids, their record right now 16-8. They were only 8-8 in league play. Pone has done a tremendous year. You coached with him before, coming off a win against you guys. Dante Rodriguez, their go-to player.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, first of all, Coach Pone does an unbelievable job. I mean, he's not only a great friend of mine, he's a great coach. He gets the most out of his talent, and you mentioned Dante Rodriguez. He's one of them. He absolutely hurt us Wednesday night, and he's going to have another big game for him tonight if they have a shot.
Well, for the Freedom Patriots, and Joe Salado is now in his 20th year, 233 wins for him, coming off a win against top seed Allen, the defending champion, 75-71. David Barnes, everyone talks about the Mims, and we will talk about the Mims, but David Barnes, another guy that has to play well tonight for them to win.
Every championship team needs role players to step up, and David Barnes could be one of those role players tonight to step up. The Mims are going to get theirs. They're going to get their attention offensively, defensively. Which role player is going to step up tonight and help out the Mims? It might be David Barnes.
As we look at this matchup, and we know you're a coach, but we also know that you wanted to be an inspiring broadcast when you get this opportunity. What does this mean to you as well?
No, this is going to be a lot of fun, Al. I really appreciate you reaching out to me, and I didn't have to think too hard to do it, and I'm excited, and who knows where this is going to lead down the road.
We'll see what happens, and it's going to be a huge game. First game that we broadcasted live stream this year was Northampton and Freedom. I kind of had a vision, and if you believe that, forget it. But that game was interesting. We'll talk about that. We'll have the opening tip, our D11Sports.com game of the week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Freedom, Northampton, your 6A championship next.
Are you searching for a place where you belong? Where your fitness matters? Regardless of what shape you're in, St. Luke's Fitness and Sports Performance Centers have a professional team that will help you meet or exceed your fitness goals. With locations throughout the region and nationally recognized fitness experts, you'll become a member of a supportive fitness community. We call it Extraordinary Fitness. Visit us online to start your free 7-day membership and let us help you thrive.
Back here at Easton Area Middle School. Al DeCarlo, Ben Childs with you, getting ready for the opening tip between these two teams. An exciting time. Obviously, the coaches are meeting at the middle, and we have two of our D11 sports reporters that have been here with us, and it's Peter Capote. He's a senior at Allen, also Jagger Hornick, who's from Raven Academy, and we'll throw things over to Peter Capote. We'll get their mic checked here. I don't think their mic was on. This is what happens every now and then. You're live. You're trying to figure out if it's on or off. And we'll get their thoughts in a second as we get this matchup. But, two teams that have not won a championship since the 70s. We'll talk more about that throughout. And obviously, when you put yourself in this kind of position and you look at the two teams, you being in the East Penn Conference and realizing 8-8, 9-7, but you're reaching – I know the Giants won the Super Bowl, as a wild card at 9-7. But, you see that as you go through, and it's like you put yourself in to win when you have to, and that's what these two teams did.
Well, I have to be honest with you, Al, I'm not shocked that either one of these teams are here, and that speaks of the competitiveness and the parity in the East Penn Conference. Our division, especially with Freedom, seeing Freedom twice, but Northampton's division, the skyline is no slouch either with Central and Parkland and the other teams in there. So I'm not shocked either one of them are here, Al.
Well, these guys got their mics all fixed up, and we'll go back to Peter for his first report.
Hi, I'm Peter Capote alongside Nicholas Jagger for tonight's 6A Boys Championship. This has been the unexpected tournament with both teams having beaten top dogs to get here. Nicholas, who spoke with Freedom's coach, what were their thoughts on the game?
Coach Salado started with saying, like, they haven't been here since 2013. The last time they won a district championship was 1976. So they really want this one. They want this one bad. They worked hard the past couple days to prepare for Northampton's offense, and they think they got what it takes to take home the district title tonight.
On Northampton side, they've enjoyed this run. For them, it's to shut down the NIM spreaders and play good pressure ball. They haven't won the district title since 1972. So as with Freedom, they both want to end lawn droughts and take the joy of this championship. Back to you both.
All right, guys, job well done as we get those guys lined up. They even gave us some historical perspective at the same time. So, that's a good thing. As we get ready for this game, and it's an exciting time. They're filling in the crowd as well, and this is what a championship night is all about.
Yeah, this is a great venue. I'm lucky to get to coach in here for our home games, obviously, and this is going to be a nice crowd tonight, nice environment. I think it's going to be a great game.
We love what Peter's been doing with us, but he's making up names for the other interns. It's Jagger Hornick. He's calling him Nicholas Jagger. Maybe he wants to call him Mick Jagger next time. I don't know, but all the fun, and I loved how Jagger just went with the flow and said, "Hey, that's not my name." We have 40 student reporters. We've had a bunch here over the last few nights without question, and giving them an opportunity to be on the sidelines for live streaming and really getting them in front of the camera, teaching them what it's all about. And we've been really excited what they've done. The other night during your games, we had 5 of them roaming. They were like a herd. They were going to play against you guys.
That's great, Al. The opportunity you're giving in district11sports.com has given them is outstanding.
Yeah, no, exciting time without question, and we're excited about it. And Dave, Mike, and myself, we started this venture almost a year ago, March 18th to be exact, and it's gone much better than we anticipated. We did 12 regular season games. To start, we did 14 in 9 days. This will be our 14th one, and 6th in 2 days. So
I'll give you a little nudge if you're not off over here.
I'm already nodding off, so we'll see. So the 6A championship, Freedom 9-7, 17-8 overall, and the Concrete Kids 8-8, 16-8 overall. They are the 7th seed. The Freedom Patriots are the number 4 seed. Joe Salado in his 20th year, 233 and 247. And head coach Pone is now in his 7th year. We pause in Honor America with the playing of our national anthem. With that, we get ready for the start of this game, and as they bring on the players, we will take a look at the starting 5 for these two teams as they make their way on the floor. For Northampton, they go with Spencer Cole, 5'11" senior guard, Dante Rodriguez, a 6'3" senior guard, Zach Gula, a 6'1" senior guard, Jay Chrisman at 6'2" senior forward, and Isaac Harris, a 6'2" sophomore guard. For Freedom, they go with the Mims twins, both, by the way, standing in at 5'9", no one higher than the other. Malik Harrington at 5'8", the senior, Dave Barnes at 6'1", and Nick Ellis, the freshman, but I think they may have changed the lineup here before the start. I'm not positive on that, but they've been shuffling the lineup and seeing what players they want, little by little. So that's your starting 5 for each team, and I don't know. I don't care what starting 5 they put out there. They're going to be pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. In big games like this, there's always somebody you don't expect to hit a big shot or make a big play. It's going to be interesting to see who that is tonight.
Is indeed Ellis, and with that, let's bring in our keys to the game.
Yeah, so for Northampton, they want to get off to a quick start, and obviously a big thing for Northampton is going to be to contain the Mims brothers. And
for Freedom, run them off the three-point line, attack the seams versus the match defense that they're expected to get, obviously. But you look at those records, 16-8, 15-8. You know what? It's a district championship. That's all it's about. Tempo. Who's quicker between these two teams?
Well, Freedom wants to play up tempo on both ends, much like we did against Northampton on Wednesday. And Northampton did an outstanding job dictating a lot of the game to their tempo. So definitely Freedom wants to play more up tempo. Northampton's going to want to slow it down a little bit more and be a little bit more deliberate.
Now get ready for the opening tip. Hope you're enjoying all our live stream coverage here on D11sports.com, our game of the week. Capping off things here, packed house, Easton Area High School. I want to thank everyone watching from near and far, and I know we've had people from Germany as we go out of the country, aside of North Carolina, Michigan, Florida, and Indiana. But when you start going outside the country, it's a little bit different. That's what we're here for, to supply all the alums and everyone that's watching and interested in District 11 basketball to watch D11sports.com.
And Rodriguez wins the tip and then uniquely takes over at point guard.
Underway here with the basketball, and he'll be right to left. And a guy that's dangerous each and every time that you're going to see tonight is Spencer Cole. I saw the game when we live streamed the game with Spencer Cole against Central Catholic where he had 10 3-pointers. But that all said, things can happen depending on who gets open. Nice feed going back door. The first basket of the game goes to Zach Gula.
Yeah, and there's an example of Northampton being unselfish, finding the open man underneath.
So Gula, who averages 11.3 a game, has his first points of the night, 2-0.
And Northampton is in their matchup zone.
Just underway from Easton. First shot up. That coming from Malik Mims off the mark, but get the rebound. And trying to feed it inside if they can. Trying to get some positioning is Nick Ellis. Again, thoughts out to Nick Ellis. Has lost his mom last week, and they've been playing tough and hard for him. In the lane, and he gets the roll.
Nice for the freshman to get off on a good start there. That could be big for Freedom if he can get going. Maybe he could be that guy.
Driving through on the kick out. Now, little by little, they'll be filling this place up throughout the night. You'll have those late arrivals trying to get to the game as well. Kick it out to Spencer Cole.
You can see how they're face guarding Rodriguez here, Al. They don't want him getting the ball.
Well, with that, driving to the window a little bit too hard off the glass, and that one doesn't go. This time by Gula. Freedom will run the floor. In transition, nowhere to go, and throwing that one away by Mims. We'll come the other way. Here's Cole one-on-one, and that one knocked away. Great job defensively by Isaac Harris.
That was the time there where Northampton tried to get out.
And again, it goes up to Harris. Harris one-on-one, makes a change. Somehow it goes in. He'll take it.
Nice little Euro step there by Harris. That's a sophomore there.
4-2 Northampton. About 2.5 in.
You know, they say at this point of the season, sophomores really aren't sophomores. Same thing about freshmen right here with Ellis.
I agree with that 100%. You play this many games, experience is there. I go back to Paul Raduzzi when he was coaching at Penn Argyll and he had all those teams. You know, they were winning and they were putting the mercy rule in effect in football, and you were giving players a whole half. By the time they finished the season, they played almost 4 games of football.
This is almost the second season of the season.
So Freedom still trying to get in some rhythm. 4-2, Northampton on top.
See what Northampton does here. Little dribble handoff and some off-ball screens, which they do very well.
Nowhere to go, so they'll kick it back out. 4:45 on the clock. Opening quarter of play. Aldecaro Ben Childs. There's a three. That one flies, and that one will not go. Once and done. And Caleb Mims will bring it up.
Northampton does a good job slowing them down, setting up in their match here.
A fadeaway jumper. That one hits the side of the rim. Will not drop for Barnes.
Coach Stan Pone's calling for a set here. Let's see what he's going to dial up.
Rodriguez with the basketball. Tempo pretty quick here in the early going, Ben.
Yeah, it is. And Northampton can play at this tempo.
And going to the line will be Zach Gula, where he's at 69%.
You know, here's Harris going in for that nice little Euro step finish. I'll tell you what, he's a good sophomore.
That was indeed a Euro step.
You know, back to tempo, Al. You know, Northampton can play at some tempo, like Coach Stan Pone said. You know, and I've seen him as we're good with the first there. But he doesn't want to do that consistently for 32 minutes. So it's going to be interesting to see how long we stay at this tempo.
So 1 for 1 for the free throw line for Gula. He's got 3 points. And the second one is good as well.
You know, you don't want to put Northampton on the foul line more than you have to. They're all very good free throw shooters.
6-2. Inside 4 to play. Opening quarter, excuse me. And a great box out by Gula.
Yeah, Northampton, I'll tell you, they're very fundamentally sound. They're not big. That's how they have to rebound, with technique and hustle.
So a low-scoring start. Much different from the start that they had the first time around. Here's Rodriguez on the kick out. This is the three, and that one will not drop for Chrisman.
Chrisman has the ability to make that shot. He made a couple against us the other night.
Mims can't get it. Bodies flying everywhere. Ball trickles out, and they're going to talk about this one.
Rob
Freedom
Bozak
basketball.
says freedom basketball. Great hustle there by both teams.
Freedom 1 for 7 so far from the field. Take a look.
Freedom guy on the floor, Northampton guy on the floor. That's hustle basketball.
First time they met in the game that we did, first game of the year at Northampton, it was 25-10. That's the lead they jumped out to. That shot doesn't go.
Another great box out by Northampton now. That caused the over the top. John Hyman with the call.
Yeah, Freedom was up 25-10 the first quarter. Ended up being enough, 74-68. Northampton battled all the way back, but they couldn't get past that.
Yeah. So here we have a little full court pressure by the Mims brothers. Harris bringing the ball up.
Inside 3 to play. Ball almost loose. They battle for it, and Freedom basketball.
And that's exactly what Freedom wants to do. Notice Al Rodriguez did not have the ball in his hands. They're making someone else bring the ball up against the Mims brothers, and that's exactly what Freedom wants to do there, and they got the turnover.
Freedom saddled with just 2, and that came from the freshman Nick Ellis. And that was early on. And that's it.
And Northampton's matchup zone is doing exactly what it wants to do. I mean, this is what it did against us on Wednesday, and this is what it's doing right now. Just forced another tough shot right there by Mims.
And they get it right back as the ball came off the rim to their advantage. That one slips out. They say it was touched. You know, we always talk about the Riot Squad and Freedom, but I tell you what, Northampton brought everybody here.
Yeah,
they got a packed house.
They travel well. There's a lot of black and orange. A lot of black and orange, that's for sure.
So multiple possessions as Samir Georges checks in for Freedom in the lane, and they'll send that one back out.
See, what the matchup does, Al, is it puts you in positions with the ball that you're not accustomed to. That's what makes it so hard. It's very different than a traditional zone and obviously traditional man-to-man.
And Georges goes down low, scores his first 2 of the night.
I think Freedom is making a clear effort to get the ball in the paint against the matchup. Almost every possession they're looking inside, and that's a good strategy by Coach Salado.
6-4. Hesitation, and then the shot. Maybe too much thinking there for Zach Gula.
Yeah, catch and shoot the ball when you can. Speaking of shooting the ball.
And that one off the mark and clearing traffic, but called on it. As you take a look.
And here's what I was saying, getting the ball in the paint touch for freedom, and that's effective. I believe both their baskets have been in the paint now so far, Al.
That one on Georges, trying to clear traffic, and they got him there.
So here's a little run and double.
And driving through unscathed, can't convert though, is Spencer Cole. Taj Montgomery will come the other way for freedom. He's got some elevation through. Quick basket for them, and that goes back to Cole. Back and forth we go to the corner. Gula takes it, attacks, and that one rims out.
I'll tell you, the tempo's pretty high. They're getting up and down, both teams.
And one, count it there for Malik Mims.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say again, that tempo favors freedom. I'm not sure Coach Stan Pone wants to get up and down like that on multiple possessions in a row.
Now, Carl Gilbert gives us so much paperwork. How many times Freedom has Northampton played in the postseason? How about just twice? In 2010, Freedom beat Northampton 54-33. That was the opening round of districts. And in 1976, en route to their championship, Freedom beat Northampton 68-60. That was in the District 11 semifinal game.
I'll tell you, that's hard to believe, Al.
Amazing. So Malik Mims, we're tied at 6, trying to give Freedom the lead for the first time, and they do.
Thing about the Mims brothers is they are both great foul shooters, and they get fouled a lot. They're both 1,000-point scorers. A lot of those 1,000 points were at the foul line. One of the reasons that they're so hard to defend.
Yeah, you meant 143 times for Caleb and 126 times for Malik.
Yep, that's a big part of their game.
They strip that one away from Rodriguez, and then he dives for it and gets a jump ball out of it, and possession hour still going to Freedom.
Another 50-50 ball there, and another white jersey and another black jersey on the floor. Good sign for both coaches.
Hope everyone at home and wherever you're watching, enjoying our coverage. D11sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine. You're watching the District 11 6A Boys Championship. Al DiCarlo, Ben Childs, the Easton head basketball coach with us. Over to Georges. Georges quick on the release. And that ball goes off a couple players. I believe it went off Northampton, and it did. It looked like it was the back heel of Isaac Harris.
Yeah, John Hyman was right on top of that one, right off the foot of the concrete kid there. You know, another thing about this matchup, I'm going to talk about it because it's a unique defense and it's very effective, is it forces players to take shots that they're not used to taking, and players that aren't used to taking those shots take them. That's another advantage of playing this unique defense. Good slip there.
Yeah, hand in the face, and didn't get maybe the shot he wanted, Ruiz, but had to try to get it off. So 1 quarter in the book, 6A Boys Championship, a low-scoring affair. Freedom leading 7-6. Back after this, D11sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine.
St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Extraordinary care in motion.
1 quarter in the books. Glad you could join us here at Easton Area Middle School. Want to thank Jim Pekrivsak and everyone and their staff. You know what they do. Greg Hess and Carm, and everyone. They're like the 1-2-3 tandem. I see Mike Palos here hanging around too. So they got everybody out now. For this one. They're doing a great job, with their hospitality as well. And, Ben, you know them more than I do. And, they're great to be around.
They're all good friends of mine. We run a first-class organization here at Easton. At least we try our best to. And, we've got a nice little crowd here tonight, and a nice venue, and a good game in front of us here.
On the kick out, wide open look at a 3, but they can't get it. And once and done, and that was Gerbacher. Gerbacher had a couple of big threes against Easton.
He sure did. That's still fresh in my memory, Al. Thanks for bringing that up. I think he actually had 3 against us. he was one of those guys who an unsung hero kind of thing coming off the bench, and he banged 3 threes against us on Wednesday that were huge, and he almost had another one there.
They'll assess and look at Gula.
Looks like a little blood for Rodriguez. That's why he came out of the game here.
And Ben, you played the consolation game earlier today against Pleasant Valley, at Pleasant Valley against Allen.
Yeah, we did. Came up short to a very good Allen team, obviously, 80-75.
So now, kind of having a draw, do you know where you're going?
We are going to play the loser of the District 1 championship game, which is either going to be Methacton or Cheltenham, and they are both very good, but we're excited for the challenge.
7-6 is your score. So Allen will come out as the number 3, and then we'll see who comes out 1 and 2 here.
Allen, I believe, is going to get Chester, Al.
And our thoughts are with Doug Snyder, the Allen head coach, who had a very, very tough week. And there's a shot in the good there, losing the passing of his mom and dad. And, our thoughts with him, and no one better to know as a head coach and what he does for the community and for his team is Doug Snyder. So our heartfelt thoughts are with Doug Snyder tonight.
Yeah, I got to tell you, it was very weird coaching against Allen and not having Coach Snyder there on the sideline on the other end.
9-6, Freedom on top. We're in quarter number 2.
There's that nice little jump shot by Ruiz there on that last possession for Freedom, right at the elbow, which sometimes is open against the matchup.
Gerbacher to the free throw line. He's not been there that many times this year. Makes the first.
Al, I believe he's the quarterback for the Northampton football team, and that means something. He's used to big environments. Northampton had a very good, successful football season, that's going to help him in an environment in a game like this.
Yeah, no question about it. Second one does not go, and it remains 9-7 in front of Freedom. They've done a good job so far on the Mims, and Ruiz throws that one away.
That's the matchup again, forcing that pass that you think is there, but it's really not.
Dante Rodriguez still looking for his first point of the night. May get a great look at a 3 here up top, and that one won't fall. And skying up and getting the rebound is Mims. And Malik never stopped and lost a handle, and do we get a foul here? They kind of had him where they wanted him, and then they dragged that arm. You hear it from the crowd, but it looked like they were fine, and all of a sudden the arm got pulled at the end.
Yeah, I was just about to say Northampton's done a great job keeping the Mims from getting out in transition and scoring in transition, and their Freedom's obviously trying to get that started here with this play here.
Right there you're good, and then right there you pull down.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, as a coach, anytime you swipe down, whether you hit or not, it's going to get called more often than not. Just looks like a foul.
Well, not wasting any time on that one. Didn't think he was going to release it, and Mims buries his 22nd three-pointer of the year.
I will tell you, both Mims brothers tremendously improved their shooting in between their junior and senior year. And you saw an example of that right there.
Up by 5, getting it right back through traffic. That will not count.
Do you feel the speed of the game changing a little bit, Al?
No question about it.
And that's exactly what Joe Stellato wants. And Al, that was not right at the line. That was 3 to 4 feet beyond the arc, and that's exactly what I said with the Mims brothers really improving their outside shot. That makes them even more dangerous.
Speaking of, and trying to get a little heads up, and that one goes out. We've seen that a couple times go so far this year.
Against teams that play zone out of bounds, that's something that you can consider doing.
You can expect it one more time.
Maybe.
And thinking about doing it. I ask coaches all the time, if it works, it's great. If it's not, you're on the bench.
We call that craftiness, Al. We call that craftiness.
Bob Schaefer did the game with me the other night, and it happened in the Southern Lehigh Blue Mountain game, and he goes, Al, it's great. But if it doesn't work, you're sitting on my bench.
You'll be getting a different view.
I said, wait, what? You don't give me any credit for thoughtfulness? A little creativity.
Creativity is only if you score.
That one knocked away. Picked up there by Jared Saul. And Saul can't convert. they'll have numbers coming the other way. In transition, here's Mims on the kick out. Malik Harrington lost a footing. Let him go behind the back as we go back and forth is Harris. And over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez tries to get it through a small window and it didn't go.
You know, I'm surprised Northampton is trying to run with them right now, Al. They're not trying to slow down yet, and I'm not sure Coach Stan Pone would make that as his first choice. We're going to see if Coyle'll slow him down a little bit or if he's going to let him run.
You know, tempo either way. You know, I know we're still 5 minutes left in the second quarter, but a very a slow game right now.
And that favors Northampton. This looks like our game on Wednesday.
Rodriguez has made some great moves and just been a hard off the window on a couple of occasions.
Yeah, that was a great take. Just couldn't get it.
Caleb Mims from about 16. Once and done. On the rebound taken by Chrisman. Rodriguez. Send this one to the corner. Now, Gula is dangerous if you give him that much space. Nothing is dropping here. The well's gone dry.
Yeah, for both teams. Maybe a little nerves. Maybe still getting loose here.
You know, I always say, you know, how long does it take, especially in this type of atmosphere, you know, for those nerves to go away?
Yeah, well, I know Northampton was here, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
So a few of these guys played in that game. But for Freedom, this is their first District 11, championship for all these guys.
So Freedom looking for their first championship since 1976. Northampton looking for their first championship since 1972. Greg Vogel, the Snyders on that team. Bob Nemeth, the head coach.
Let's see what kind of out-of-bounds play here Coach Salado is going to set up. Just getting it in here, setting up their half-court offense against the match.
.337 on the clock. Shot from the outside won't go. There's a lot of guys holding down underneath, nothing called.
Yeah, they're gonna let them play in the playoffs. They're gonna swallow their whistle in most cases.
Inside, and there's the whistle as you say that.
That was a nice putback attempt for Barnes. Maybe that'll get him going a little bit here. 12-7, 3 minutes, 18 seconds left. Again, Coy Stampone's got to be happy with the score. We'll see what these last 3 minutes bring.
Ellis gets his third point of the night. Make it 4 for him, and just like that, little by little, Freedom extending their lead now to 14-7.
Yeah, we're doubled up, but it doesn't feel like it, does it?
Not at all. Interesting 3 minutes ahead for this contest.
Yeah, these last 3 minutes of the first half are big for both teams here.
Driving through, Cole eyes up the three from the corner and he buries it. That's number 47 on the season.
And that's exactly what Cole can do, is catch and shoot. And you saw that there and found him for an open look. Let's see if Freedom can answer.
Whistle and a foul. A little too tight on that defense. And they got a Chrisman.
So let's see who found him. That was Gula that found him for that open look.
Two fouls for Jake Chrisman so far tonight. And a couple players for Freedom. They also...
There's Barnes.
Barnes, the X factor, his first two of the night.
Slipped behind the matchup zone there, which is a good way to attack it, Coach Salado. Again, obviously emphasizing paint touches, and that time they slid behind the matchup for a little slide behind layup by Barnes.
Biggest lead was 7 moments ago. It was 7-6 Freedom after one. To the corner, same exact spot, different player. This time it won't go for Isaac Harris. Caleb Mims will bring it out. 1-on-4 in the lane and gives that one up. And that one knocked away. They battle for it. And it's Northampton that comes out of the pile, but not for lack of effort by the freshman, Nick Ellis.
And Coach Stampone's telling him to get up the floor.
Wow, Ellis giving everything tonight.
Yeah, he is. A lot of energy, which is what any coach asks for.
Rodriguez goes down. Slow to get up. We're down to 1:30 on the clock.
Freedom's ball pressure is exhausting. And they force tough shots like that.
Wow, players are flying. The ball's still there, and it's still loose. Who's going to come up with it? That's when it's dangerous, when players are going in two different directions. And you almost saw two heads hit. And you don't usually see that in a game of basketball, but that's some tenacious stuff going on.
And here's the slide behind the matchup zone that I was mentioning with Barnes. That's a good way to attack the match. Behind it where they can't see you. Nice little rim protecting reverse layup there for the senior.
16-10. We're down to just about a minute left, and they throw that one away. Pone would love to take a shot from there.
Yeah, he would. Coy'd probably knock it down, too. He's a good player in his day. Back for the Bangor Slaters, Coach Pencil.
District finals 2 of the last 3 years. Qualified for states 2 of the last 3 years. Couldn't be more prouder of his team. Pone. And a great shot off the dribble by Isaac Harris.
Yeah, nice little pull-up jumper off the dribble for Harris. He's a nice player. I'm going to have to deal with him for the next 2 years.
So they'll play for 1. But just like that, his 7-point lead has been cut down to 4.
Yeah.
Driving through.
Are they playing for 1?
Well, I was going to say, there's a golden opportunity in the last 20 seconds to bring the ball down the court. Rodriguez with the basketball. Finding a seam in the lane. Rodriguez, yes. First points of the game for Rodriguez. It's 16-14. Time winding down. There's a shot beating the horn. Ooh, there could be a goaltending there.
So Freedom attempted to go 1. They turned the ball over. Northampton went coast to coast for a layup, and then Freedom got another possession, and it just rimmed out there. Tough luck for the Patriots.
Coach Salado thought maybe there was a touch of the ball when it was in the cylinder, but either way, 1 quarter complete. We've got a good one here for the 6A Boys Championship. 16-14 Freedom. Back with more action. You're watching our D11Sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
Hall of Fame pitcher Steve Carlton knows what it takes to exceed expectations. He knows what it means to be part of a team that rises above the competition. He knows a champion. Steve Carlton knows St. Luke's Orthopedic Care.
Concussions are serious. 3 million sport, recreation, and auto accident-related concussions happen each year. 20% of high school athletes who play contact sports will suffer a concussion during the season. St. Luke's is the region's leader in assessing, managing, and treating concussions in athletes and non-athletes of all ages. Our multi-specialty teams of experts collaborate to care for you using the latest treatment options. Don't play head games, take concussions seriously. Call St. Luke's to schedule an appointment with one of our concussion experts.
St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Extraordinary care in motion.
We're back here at Easton Area Middle School. 16-14 is your score. Freedom leading Northampton. Al DeCarlo, Ben Childs, the head basketball coach here at Easton. And, you're looking at a low-scoring game. but you're looking at intense action going back and forth. Take us in the locker room a little bit. What are both coaches saying?
Well, it's funny, Al. We just said it was 14-7. Freedom had Northampton doubled up, and now we look at the scoreboard. It's 16-14, 2-point game. You would think it's the end of the first quarter, but it's halftime, and I'd like to think that Coach Pone is probably pretty pleased in there. But Coach Salado's got to be pretty pleased, too. His guys are playing very hard. I think he has to be pleased with the tempo. I mean, even though the score is low, the pace is high. And I think Coach Salado probably is going to think that if the pace stays at this level for another 16 minutes, that's going to favor his side. So it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out over these last 16 minutes.
Yeah, no doubt. Obviously, the two teams had their set of highlights and where they were for the most part. Two teams that have not won a championship since the 70s. So, you're going to battle, you're going to grind the whole way through and to see who's going to persevere. We always, that old saying, not how you start is how you finish. But, right now they're playing tough, they're playing hard. And, the crowd, a factor really for both teams. And, when your crowd has that energy and is into the game, and this is not just a Northampton crowd, not just a Freedom crowd, this is a Lehigh Valley crowd.
Well, I will tell you that we're not used to playing in front of crowds this big. In the EPC, we get nice crowds, especially depending on who you're playing, where you're playing. But, I mean, there's got to be close to 3,000 people here tonight. High pressure, lot of eyes on you. And, for a young kid in high school, some react different to that than others. And, that might have a little bit of something to do with it. But after we come out of here at halftime, it shouldn't make a difference to either team, I would think. So I'm going to be curious to see how the second half differs from the first.
With that, let's take a look at a couple of highlights here in the early going. Things got started. In the lane, you talked about that first, little Euro step there in there for Isaac Harris.
Yep, that's something Isaac Harris is very good at out in transition with that Euro step here, and back to Freedom here, getting the ball in the paint. I think Coach Salado definitely talked about paint touches as far as attacking the matchup zone there.
And then you see Mims coming on through, and then here's Caleb Mims. And then on the kick out, this is a long three. And You said it, he was behind the arc. I was going to say earlier, the longest three we've seen today, Brendan Boyle, it's amazing where he shoots from. They didn't come up victorious against Panther Valley, but, speaking of threes, here's a guy who knows how to hit them.
Yeah, well, speaking of long threes, Nate Ellis from Allen today hit 2 or 3 huge threes in the fourth quarter against us, and he was not anywhere near the line. Wow, that's another one that can shoot the ball from deep.
David Barnes on the basket as well, and then we'll get one more look as they try to get the ball inside, and some way, somehow, it squeaks its way through there.
Well, you see how Barnes was behind the matchup zone there, and by the time Northampton saw the pass being made to him, it was too late for the catch and the layup.
Well, Sean Murray, we want to thank him for everything that he's done with us, the athletic director at Northampton. And everyone, for their support, D11sports.com as well. Some halftime numbers so far. Freedom, 6 of 22 shooting. 3-pointers, 1 for 5, and free throw line, 3 of 3. Ruiz with 2, Malik Mims with 6, 4 for Barnes, 2 for Ellis, and Georges with 2. Northampton, 5 of 19 shooting, 1 for 8 from behind the arc, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Cole has 3, Rodriguez has 2, Gerbacher with a point, Gula with 4, and Isaac Harris with 4. You hear that, you see a tight game, and that's kind of where we're at.
So not pretty offensive numbers, which unfortunately last couple games I can relate to. But again, I think that might change in the second half here, and we'll see if the shooting improves.
So 16-14, we'll take a quick break, and we'll hear from our D11 Sports reporters who talked to both coaches. Back after this, you're watching our D11sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. we are back. 16-14 is your score. And our D11 Sports reporters had an opportunity to talk to both coaches, and we'll send it over to Jagger Hornick, who talked to both coaches coming in. And we'll go to Jagger.
Hi, my name is Jagger Hornick, reporting here with Peter Capote. Peter, you got to talk to Coach Pone from Northampton. What were his thoughts on the first half?
He was happy with the game plan so far. In his mind, holding Freedom to 16 points and having that good run at the end puts them in, he thinks, in a good shot, good momentum. His main thing is just make more shots, and he's just happy so far where it is, for them right now.
I got a chance to talk to Coach Salado from Northampton. He was saying that he likes how these guys are playing, but he's hoping that they slow it down on offense a little bit more, taking better shots, look to kick it out, and control the game more and get a little bit more of a lead. He's nervous because Northampton's been in their passing lanes a lot, but he's got confidence that his team's going to take control, slow it down, and head home with the win.
All right, guys, well done. That's the way to take us into the locker room. See, this is what happens. You guys say this stuff, but we have no idea what you're saying in the locker room. So we have our reporters there, the opportunity for them to let us know what's going on inside the locker room.
Yeah, that's great access, and sometimes we wouldn't want those reporters in our locker room. I can tell you that with some of the things being said and discussed. And there are some times when a coach has to fire up his players a little bit.
Well, we're not actually going into the locker room, but we're waiting for them to come out of the locker room. So we don't have any issues right there. We mentioned your scoring. Glad you could join us here. Again, a great opportunity to watch high school basketball here in the Lehigh Valley, District 11 basketball in the Lehigh Valley, in the comfort of your own home, or if you're out and about and you're at a party, you can just, put it on your phone and watch it there and, stream it to the TV or watch it on your iPad, your Android, wherever you are across the country and really the world. There's so many people that are alum that, they go to Towson State or they go to different colleges that they want to see, hey, that's my high school. They're in a championship, really? And this is a great way for them to do it.
No, I think my wife and kids are home watching on the YouTube app on the smart TV. So, hi Landon, hi Tenley, if you're watching, and this is great. I had somebody watching our game the other night from Disney in Florida. It was great.
Was it Mickey?
It might have been Mickey, or was it Goofy?
Goofy's right next to you. So we are ready for second half of play. Again, 16-14 as we go to the third in a low-scoring game.
Let's see what Freedom gets here in their first offensive possession. Looks like a jump shot from Ellis.
Yeah, and they had a great look for Ellis. No one was even guarding him on that baseline.
Nice shot by the freshman there from the baseline.
18-14.
See if Northampton answers here. See what their first set is coming out of the locker room.
Spencer Cole with the basketball. Over to Gula.
Yep, their little ball screen and screen opposite. That's a go-to Coach Pone set. Freedom does a great job defending it there.
This is where they got Cole loose. He can't convert, however. Now, I still go back to the game that he had against Central Catholic when he had 10 threes. He was hitting from everywhere on the floor.
Yeah, you don't want to let him get hot. Spencer Cole can get hot very quick.
And right now, if you're thinking about it, Ben, at the same time, neither Mim brothers, are hot right now. Caleb has yet to score. He averages 20 points a game, and Malik has 6 points a game. So you've done your job, and if you're Freedom, though, you're still leading.
Yeah, Coach Salado has to feel good about that because they're too good of players to go like this for 32 minutes. One of them or both of them are going to get hot here in a second if I had to guess. And maybe it starts on the defensive end right there by applying some pressure.
All right, so while there's frustration here for Northampton, the foul's going to be on on Isaac Harris. When you push that elbow out, and that's the second foul, you're going to get called a lot. But then you have a little Broadway there, too, for Mims, really flying.
Well,
but it got the attention of the official.
That's part of it. And, one thing we always try and tell our players, if you're struggling offensively, is try and fuel your offense with your defense. And the Mims brothers and Freedom as a whole are very good at that. Let's see if their defense can fuel their offense here.
And they'll get it right back. Give one and take it away.
So we exchange offensive fouls there. Good ball pressure on both sides. A little too aggressive by the ball handlers, extending that arm, like you said. Rob Bozak all over that call.
18-14 to impound. There's your baseball pass over to Rodriguez, and Rodriguez gets pulled down, and he'll have to earn it from the free throw line.
One way to beat pressure, full court pressure, is to, like you said, baseball pass right over the top. And when you have Dante Rodriguez at 6'3", 190 throwing the ball to, that's a nice target to hit.
So Rodriguez goes to the free throw line. He's at 76%. He's been there over 85 times.
There you go, Rodriguez acting like the replay there, Northampton football wide receiver.
Last year, Northampton, after winning going to the championship in 2018, they were 12-11. Rodriguez makes both, cuts in the lead. It's now 18-16.
Yeah, back to a 2-point game here, Al.
So Freedom still not giving up that lead. They were up 7-6 after one. Inside 6 minutes, 2 minutes into the third. Here's Caleb Mims, picked up the foot and the turnover.
And I can tell you that turnover was a direct result of the matchup zone. Both Mims are so used to be able to knife in, through their by their man, through the lane to the rim, and that possession, they both attempted that, and neither one of them could do it. That's what that matchup zone does to you.
18-16. Spinning in the paint, getting good positioning, but can't convert, is Gula. So Gula's had some couple shots that he's been interior, but has not made them. And then the runner in the lane, that one's short. Gets his own rebound, pops it back outside. Here's Caleb, drives, and scores his first two.
That's exactly what I was talking about. That's what the Mims are so good at, knifing right to the basket for a layup there. That saw a big gap Caleb did, and he took it right to the hole.
Back up to a 4-point lead. Gula with the basketball.
This is more Northampton's pace on offense.
Yeah, they were going there in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Here's Saul. Nowhere to go.
Trying to take Rodriguez trying to take advantage of a mismatch down low. They couldn't get it to him.
They clear the lane, and as they clear the lane, no offensive foul as flying through that defense.
That replay right there, that's what I was talking about, Mims. That's what they're so good at, getting to the lane there.
Well, big concern now if you're Coach Pone, that is foul number 3 on Isaac Harris.
That's not great, but I will tell you again, I'm not trying not to beat a dead horse. Playing a matchup zone, you can hide guys with foul trouble a lot easier than you can playing man-to-man, especially full court pressure man-to-man.
They go back door, and the basket good by Barnes. He's got 4.
Yeah, again, behind the zone there. That's good strategy by Coach Salado and his players, sliding behind the zone. That's a good way to beat it.
(22-16).
And there you go. Great pass by Caleb Mims. Good finish by David Barnes.
(22-16). Inside 4 to play. Getting around the defense and scoring is Gula.
Yeah, very good around the rim, Zach Gula is. Plays bigger than his size. What's he listed? 6'1". He definitely plays bigger than 6'1".
And they try to reset here on offense. Here's Mims. Caleb is begging for the basketball. He sees a little seam, I think.
He's looking for him.
He didn't get what he wanted now.
You see how quickly Northampton closes up those seams?
And from the corner, Harrington. That's a 3.
I'll tell you what, if Harrington can hit threes like that, hit the open shot, so much attention goes to the Mims brothers. If Harrington or someone else can hit that open three, that's going to be huge for Freedom.
3 minutes remaining. Back up to their biggest lead of the game, now 7. Rodriguez. And he almost converted there as they pulled down on his arm.
Yeah, so here's Harrington spotting up. Freedom does a good job finding him, knocks down the open look. See if Gula can capitalize at the foul line here. Again, Northampton traditionally, and from our scouting report, great free throw shooters, and of course I jinx them.
Yeah. See, you're not broadcasting, you're not coaching, so now.
No, one of our keys before we played Northampton on Wednesday was to limit their foul shots. You know, they're all in the 70s, even 80s, and you know, I guess that's the broadcaster jinx, Al.
Yes, it is, and you already got it. You've been here for what, 32 minutes? Not even. It happens. Second one is good. Gula now has 7.
A 6-point game here. These last 3 minutes of this third quarter could determine a lot.
From the outside, no, ball loose. One-on-one coming the other way. And a nice move for the basket by Gula.
I'll tell you, Gula's starting to impose his will here a little bit for Northampton.
Other way, will not drop for Caleb Mims. He was looking for a foul, doesn't get it. And Northampton in the lane. Is there a walk here? No, there's a foul.
Getting back to going up and down a little bit here, Al, aren't we?
Yep. And, you know, you're late in the third quarter, and Coach Stampone's letting his team go.
See if Rodriguez can capitalize at the line here. 76% free throw shooter Rodriguez is.
Hits the first one. So 3 free throws for Rodriguez. And the second one is up, and that one is good.
And we're back to a 2-point game. See if Freedom can answer.
Two minutes on the clock. Montgomery on the kick out. Here's a look at a 3, and dropping it home is Frank Falco off the bench.
Freedom and Coach Salado brings Frank Falco off the bench, and he is very good at spot shooting, which you saw right there. He's a good 3-point shooter. It's exactly what Coach Salado's putting him in the game for.
Back up to a 5-point lead. You know, at the same time, you look at the way this game is going, it's still anyone's game, even though Freedom's been leaving throughout. Here's a 3. No, rebound. They're going to get a foul here on Chrisman. That's just a third team foul. If you're wondering, there's 5 against Freedom.
Fouls as far as the bonus, and then the double bonus could come into play here down the stretch. Freedom already at 5 team fouls. See how that unfolds.
Malcolm Mims with the basketball. They move it around, and Falco eyes up another 3. Yes! Falco off the bench with back-to-back 3s, 22 on the season. Biggest lead of the game is now 8.
I told you, Al, that's why he's in the game. And to Freedom's credit, they got him 2 open looks, and to his credit, he knocked them both down.
Wow. Inside a minute. Things starting to change here. Rodriguez lost a footing, and that goes over to Mims. Running the other way, he's got Georges on the wing. Skies high, no, ball loose. Georges gets the rebound. Back to Mims. And he'll go 1-on-2, and they'll call a jump ball, and possession arrow goes to Northampton. Take a look at this action.
Yeah, there's Falco. That's not by the line either, Al.
No, not at all.
That's 4 feet beyond the arc as well. I believe that was the second one from Falco.
Yep, back-to-back for him, 31-23. Wow.
I'll tell you, there's a couple Northampton players starting to hold their shorts a little bit. Freedom's pressure could be taking a toll on the Concrete kids.
Final 20 seconds. Gula gets a great look at a 3, but that one's going to be short. And with it, another foul. How about Falco He's all over the floor.
Yeah, he's giving Coach Salado great minutes right now. Great minutes. And you can feel the momentum changing a little bit here. And it looks like Freedom's going to, I would imagine, play for one with 15.9 seconds left in the third. So worst case scenario, if you're Coach Salado, you should go into the fourth here with an 8-point lead, possibly a 10-point lead.
They have 6 on the court. They're trying, you got Mark Corsi over there and Sam Seneca yelling, get off the court. You don't want to get no technical here.
No, not at this point you don't. So let's see what Freedom does here for an end-of-quarter situation against the matchup here. Looks like they might try and get Falco loose again, possibly.
Final seconds. Going to try to let this fly. Will they get a shot off? And they will not. 3 complete, 1 to go. District 11, 6A Boys Championship. Biggest lead of the game, 31-23. Freedom back after this. Our D11sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
Are you searching for a place where you belong? Where your fitness matters? Regardless of what shape you're in, St. Luke's Fitness and Sports Performance Centers have a professional team that will help you meet or exceed your fitness goals. With locations throughout the region and nationally recognized fitness experts, you'll become a member of a supportive fitness community. We call it Extraordinary Fitness. Visit us online to start your free 7-day membership and let us help you thrive.
We are back, 31-23. Al DiCarlo alongside Ben Childs for the 6A Boys Championship. It's been a great weekend for D11sports.com, and we thank Chip Grossack and his staff for having us here at Easton. We thank Josh Bellman and Ari Bluestein for having their guys here from SFBN, producing all weekend long, doing a great job as well. And, Dave Micah doing what he's doing and tweeting out all the scores, and our D11 sports reporters. And I hope everyone at home and out and about enjoying everything that we've been doing for high school sports here in the Lehigh Valley. Baseline jumper by George just doesn't go, and the rebound goes to Northampton. Ben, your thoughts through 3 quarters of play?
So if you're Coach Salado, you want to keep the tempo what it is. That's what's got you at 8-point lead. If you're Coach Pone, you got to get back in the game here with some offense from somebody. Dante Rodriguez tried right there and came up a little bit short. Coach Pone was wondering where the contact was.
So we're in the fourth. Just underway.
So it's going to be interesting to see if Coach Salado tries to pull them out of their matchup.
Wow. What a play coming through. And steaming is Taj Montgomery with his first 2. So, Ben, as you're saying that, the last 3 minutes, other players stepping up. Falco, Montgomery, Harrington.
Yeah, Al, I told you that would be key. Who's going to step up and help the Mims brothers? Falco banged those 2. Barnes has had some nice plays behind the matchup zone, and that's what Freedom needs. And let's see if any of the concrete kids are going to step up here to help out Rodriguez.
So we're in the fourth, biggest lead of the game, and all of a sudden these possessions become huge. Here's Spencer Cole. Almost lost his footing there. Driving through is Gula. And Gula will somehow force his way to the free throw line.
Yeah, and that's what Northampton's going to want to do too. Try and score with the clock stopped, and obviously you do that at the foul line. So anytime Northampton can draw a foul and get to the foul line, put points on the board with the clock stopped, that's obviously to their favor.
Did you ever realize that there's only 3 officials, but there's more than you think here?
Oh, there's a lot more than 3. There's only 3 on the floor, Al. There's a lot more in the building.
So the free throw made by Gula. I always laugh by watching because an official has to blow the whistle. And you're yelling before he can blow the whistle. It's like, give him a time. Give him or she a time.
There's a little reaction time there. It's not instantaneous. So as I was saying before, I'm going to be curious to see if Joe Salado tries to pull Northampton out of their matchup and extend a little bit, which it looks like Northampton is doing. You see how Cole's coming out and guarding that at the half-court line. Here's Falco.
Oh, Falco really thought about it. Now he eyes up another 3. Wow. I'll tell you what, Falco's having the night of his life right now.
Yes, that's a great time for Frank Falco to hit those 3 threes, I'll tell you. And Coach Salado is very excited, as he should be.
Biggest lead of the game is now 11.
Yep, Frank Falco has the capability to do this. This time it's off the dribble. Usually he's a catch and shoot guy. That is a step back off the dribble three, which is no easy shot.
Not at all. Let's get back to Freedom here. So they're winning by 11. There's 6 minutes and change on the clock. Caleb Mims has 2. Malik Mims has 6. Between the two of them, they're combined right around 40 points.
Well, if Coy Stampone said with 6:17 left in the game that the Mims brothers combined would have 8 points, I guarantee you he would have taken that 100 times out of 100. I also bet that he would not have guessed that he would have been down 11 if that was the case.
Is this game going the way you anticipated in any way, or are we throwing everything out there right now?
I thought it would be lower scoring. I didn't think it would be this low scoring. We're averaging in the 60s. Me, as an Easton team, I'm talking, we averaged in the 60s, and Northampton held us in the 40s. So this isn't shocking. I didn't think it would be this low scoring, though, with Northampton with 25 points.
Again, first meeting we had on D11 Sports was back on January the 4th. It was 74-68 in favor of Freedom. Here's Gula. Likes this part of the court. Too hard off the window, however. Wow, Gerbacher thought he had the ball, and they'll get him for a foul.
Yeah, Rob Bozak said a little contact there before the tie-up. It's only Northampton's 15th foul. And you see here Northampton going to a little full-court press, trying to get a turnover or two. They need to try and fuel their offense with some defense. And Coach Salado gets a timeout.
So timeout on the floor. 36-25 is your score with under 6 to play. Again, Freedom has not won a championship since 1976. And Northampton has not won a championship since 1972. So it's been a while, and that's an understatement.
So Coach Salado right now is going over, just reviewing with his guys how to handle full court pressure. And obviously Coach Stampone is saying we need to take some chances, get some turnovers, try and get some easy buckets here, and get back in this game with 5:50 left.
Well, wherever you're watching, hope you're enjoying this one, and you can watch it over and over and over again on D11sports.com. I want to thank John Hoth, St. Luke's Sports Medicine, everything he's done, with our student reporters and with our program, and being a major part of what we've been doing with D11sports.com. And we couldn't do it without John's support, and Ken Sidlow, also from St. Luke's, the head of marketing, doing a great job with us, and believing in our program. And Tom Mola asked me earlier, how's the program going? And I said, well, we're pushing a year, and it's going much better than we anticipated, because I always say seeing is believing, and seeing our student reporters persevere and watching them improve each and every time, that pays tribute to everything that Dave Micah and myself have been doing with them, and their hard work and dedication, because they have responsibilities, they have schoolwork, they have to go to the theater, they have to go to practice, they have to do their homework, and they're helping us out and getting great experience at the same time. So hats off to them as Isaac Harris makes the basket.
Nice little backdoor cut there, and Northampton's back in their full court pressure.
36-27. And a foul.
Northampton has the capability to extend full court, as we see this backdoor layup by Harris. But I'm not sure that's something Coach Stampone really wants to be his primary defense. But at this juncture of the game, he doesn't have much choice.
So Barnes makes the first. He has 5. Barnes against Easton, against you guys the other night, had 18. And he really put it in overdrive.
Yeah, Coach Salado said that Barnes has been playing very well as of late.
Barnes coming out of nowhere and getting the rebound.
That's a killer there, a rebound off a missed foul shot.
No, Falco saying, I want more. And he gets more. Falco on his own has turned this game into Freedom's advantage.
I'll tell you what, he might be that guy, Al, that I was mentioning. Who's going to be the unsung hero that steps up and has a big game? So far, it's been Frank Falco.
Falco, in limited minutes, has 3 3-pointers and that basket. Take a look one more time.
And this is not Frank Falco's scouting report. His scouting report is catch and shoot. This is off the dribble to the bucket and the finish. All credit to him. Timeout, Coach Stampone.
Midway point of quarter number 4. Again, congratulations to all the champions crowned this entire weekend. We've had 5 of them. This will be our 6th one. You know, last night Nazareth girls in double overtime, winning the title. Central Catholic winning over Bethlehem Catholic. Earlier today, Blue Mountain winning. Panther Valley winning. And a whistle really before that inbound. And Bethlehem Catholic girls staying undefeated. And Jose Medina's team going to make another run at a state championship in that classification. They're potent.
Yeah, so we have a situation here where we're in the bonus. So back to what I was saying before, if Northampton can score and put points on the board without the clock running, that's going to favor them, obviously. And obviously Coach Salado just wants that 4:37 to run.
And you talked about how well they are from the free throw line. Rodriguez is 76%. Spencer Cole missed one the other night, but he's 18 of 20 on the season. You know, for the most part, they're shooting, you got 85%, 69, 70, 68. So they've been all solid. And again, there's the whammy as they missed, and something just happened on Gula. I think got stepped on because he's feeling the effects. I think his right ankle, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's what it looks like here.
He's got to come out of the game.
Going back with Harris. And we're in the bonus both ways now, so Freedom to the foul line with Malik Mims.
So Malik Mims goes to the free throw line, came in with 1,068. Caleb came in with 1,161. That's the front of the rim. Again, the free throw line could be a difference, but how about the rebounding? That could be a difference as well. And we'll stay down here.
I'll tell you what, Al, Freedom is starting to impose their will a little bit, and I'm going to say it again. Their constant pressure and frenetic pace, I think, is starting to wear Northampton down a little bit.
That one off the front of the rim.
Barnes is a 57% foul shooter, makes the second. He may be someone that Northampton looks to maybe put on the line if it comes to it.
So 4 and change, Rodriguez will go to the free throw line. So some history as we await here. In 2013, Barkland beat Freedom 65-50 in the 4A championship game. That played here at Easton. In 1980, Allen beat Freedom at Muhlenberg College in the District 11 3A championship as Rodriguez makes the first. In 1976, it was Freedom winning their own championship, 70-51. That was in the 3A championship at Pottsville at Marks Hall. And in 1968, Deerhoff beat Freedom by the score of 68-52. Rodriguez makes both. That was at the Harrisburg Farm Show Arena back in 1968. This is all off the top of my head, by the way. I just want to let you know it's all me.
That's impressive, Val.
Yeah, no Carl Gilbert on this one.
That is impressive.
I'll tell you what, Carl Gilbert's information is plentiful. And one, count it. And that's Malik Mims with a huge shot and a chance to give his team. And that's 4 fouls now on Gula.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of that over the last 4 seasons. Mims doing just that, elevating, getting to the rim,
Well, when you're seeing him come at you the way it is, it's hard to stay yourself planted because you're kind of like, wait a minute, I'm out of here.
And they're strong. They've spent a lot of time in the weight room. They've really put on some muscle from their freshman year till now. They're strong, physical, athletic guards.
So Mims with 8, trying to extend his lead to 13. Joe Stellato eyeing up that clock. And he makes the free throw. Biggest lead of the game now, 43-30 Freedom.
And if I'm Coach Stan Pone, in this pace, this scoring, this low scoring, a 13-point lead is really like a 20.
Players going down, ball's getting loose. They're going to battle for it here. And Northampton wants a timeout. They'll get a jump ball instead, and possession arrow goes in favor of Northampton. Well, do you think both of these teams won it after that?
Yeah. You're in crunch time here. Playing for a gold medal versus a silver medal.
They'll start things off here with Cole. Inside 4 minutes, District 11 6A championship here on D11sports.com. That one well short. And somehow, some way, it gets right back out to Northampton. That one knocked away. Great job defensively by David Barnes. Barnes came in with 28 blocks. You can add a couple more tonight.
David Barnes has played a pretty good game. You know, we're talking about Frank Falco. David Barnes has been a big, had a big contributor as well.
Gula trying to get that lean in, and sometimes it's maybe a little bit too much for the lean in and just try to get that basket.
And there's Barnes with another rebound.
Caleb Mims, he was wide open, and Coach Salado said, let's take this out a little bit.
Yep, clock is your friend right now, up 13, 3:15 to go. I would imagine Coach Stellato wants a layup or a foul, and that is it. And there's your foul.
There's your foul. Again, 10th team foul, so we're in a double bonus. In 2018, East Stroudsburg South beat Northampton 60-50 in a game played here at Easton. In 1973, Easton beat Northampton 56-46 in the championship game in 3A bracket. That was played at March Hall in 1972, March 11th to be exact. Northampton beat Easton 60-57 in the championship game in Pottsville, March Hall. Thanks again to Carl Gilbert for getting us all the historical information.
I thought you just said that was off the top of your head.
It was, but I was reading this.
Oh, okay.
I had it on top of my head, that's all.
There's Barnes with a nice block on that replay there.
So Mims makes one of two. 44-30.
And Northampton has to score and score in a hurry.
Now nowhere to go, and finally they'll get it over to Cole. Driving in the lane and scoring was Isaac Harris. So Harris has 8.
And Coach Stan Pone uses a 30-second timeout here. Talk strategy. Obviously, they need to try and get some turnovers and, again, score in a hurry.
And Ben, I was going to ask you, you look at that clock, you as a head coach looking up there, and you're down by 12 with 2:50. There's plenty of time. Take a look at that block. There's still time, but time is of the essence without question.
Oh, there's still time to get back in it. You almost have 3 minutes, but you can't waste any more time. Every possession matters right now, offensively and defensively. And obviously Northampton's not going to be able to run their deliberate sets right now. They're going to have to get to the basket, try and get fouled. Next foul, they are in the double bonus. So that's going to be 2 shots the rest of the way with the clock stopped. So I would say Coach Stan Pone's probably saying if we get a turnover, take it to the basket, try and draw a foul, stop that clock, and let's score with the clock stopped.
Well, let's see how they play it here. Again, both teams going to be in that bonus here. The rest of the way, Caleb Mims to inbound. And they'll get it to Malik Mims. They try to foul, they don't get it, and just like that, Northampton comes up with a turnover. Now, Northampton can't go quick here. They just want to get themselves in a position. As I say that, they fire home to 3. They actually had a good look at it with Rodriguez, but couldn't get it.
Yeah, they did. They got their turnover. They got their open three-point look from one of their better players, and it didn't go down. Now they have to try and do the same thing.
Yeah, they got that all in about 8 seconds, so not that much time here off the clock. The 3 would have been huge. Instead, the leak out, and here's Caleb Mims for 2.
And there's your layup or foul. You'll certainly take a layup if the opportunity presents itself like it did right there.
46-32. Shot for three. That one is good by Isaac Harris.
11-point game here, and we're going to put Taj Montgomery on the foul line, which probably is according to Northampton scouting report, Montgomery's a 54% foul shooter. So Coach Stan Pone is going to take his chances here with 2:11 left and put Montgomery on the line. Freedom can ice this game at the foul line. Northampton can get back in the game with some missed foul shots. Let's see what happens here.
Free throw is good there for Taj Montgomery. Now the X factor, you mentioned the player that came to life and changed it was Frank Falco.
Sure was. I'll tell you what, he had a heck of a spurt there with those 3 threes and then that take to the basket.
Second one is good.
That's a senior right there stepping up for you, making 2 big free throws, even though he's not a great foul shooter. That's senior leadership right there for you.
Rodriguez, spin move and scores. So timeout comes, down by 11 now with 2:01 left.
Northampton can't trade baskets. Trading baskets isn't going to help them. They need to get stops or turnovers and then buckets on the other end. You're going to have to start fouling too here, and like we said, Freedom can put the game away at the foul line if it comes down to it.
You know, Ben, when you get ready for the state tournament and, you know, you eye up as a team, you know, you go for a league title. You know, 3 different seasons we always talk about, but you eye up for the league title, then you move on, you go for districts, and now districts, you know, is just about over and you get ready. Take us into the state tournament, and sometimes, you know, you get film and huddles everywhere and different things, and that changes, you know, the way you look at stuff. But same time, when you don't know that much about your opponent, you know, how do you prepare? Do you just prepare your team the way you have to?
Yeah, obviously our first concern is making sure we're prepared and we control the things that we can control. And then, like you said, with Huddle, with Film Exchange, with services like District11Sports.com, you know, we're going to probably try and get some games, you know, streamed, recorded online, and do what we can to find what we can out about our opponent. But like you said, you know, our number one concern is making sure our guys are prepared as best we can, you know, going into next Saturday. It's exciting because, you know, through leagues you play teams that you see all the time. Through districts you play teams that you see all the time. We're going to go into states here and play a team that we've never played before, at least in my time here.
Yeah, interesting as you go. And it comes to basketball and it comes to any sport. Once you get in there, you never know what's going to happen.
Nope, all you have to do is get in, Al.
So Taj Montgomery coming up with some key free throws.
Again, a 57% foul shooter here, 54% foul shooter here, made 3 in a row. That's huge for Taj Montgomery.
That one in and out. 49-37. And 2 more for Dante Rodriguez.
So with that 1 foul shot missed, that's a 1-point swing. Northampton's got a foul. Put Malik Mims on the line. He's 71%.
I want to thank not only you for, you know, taking part, but, you know, Tom Mole and Bob Schaefer and Tracy Sear and Eric Snyder and, you know, everyone that's been a part of D11, you know, helping us out, you know, as announcers and coming on. But Tommy Moser's done a great job with us all year long. And, you know, Tommy can't be here. He's expecting his first child and stuff. And, you know, I know he's watching on D11Sports.com, and he's itching, but he's got to be where he's got to be. More important things than basketball, that's for sure.
Yeah, as a father of 2, and Al, you as a father as well, there's a lot bigger things than basketball.
No question about it. And I want to thank Tommy Moser from the bottom of my heart for, you know, all the great things. We had some great games throughout the season without question. Here, still trying to see if they can fire back and get in this game. Is there any time left? 1:30 and they're stuck right there at 11. Now they're going to try to press and try to get a turnover.
Yeah, it's not unheard of, Al, but some of those threes have to start going down, or it's not looking good for the Concrete kids. Some of those threes need to start going down.
I'm looking down, and I'm seeing Terry Stout starting to make his way, close to leaving, but he's seen his share of basketball games, that's for sure.
Yes, he has.
So that foul on Cole, and we walk the floor again with 1:31 left. The road to the championship for these two teams. Freedom had the bye. They beat East Stroudsburg South 59-43. They beat Allen 75-71. And then Northampton. First they beat Liberty.
You don't have to say who they beat next.
Then they won another game to get here.
There you go. Thanks, Al.
No problem. I aim to please every now and then.
It's still a fresh wound.
I'm sure it is. So Taj Montgomery has been effective from the free throw line.
He has. Credit to him for that.
They're going to try to see if they can get something going. Rodriguez split through the defense and whistle on a foul. These 123 could be a long time coming.
And Joe Stellato does not want to stop the clock. That's really the only way Northampton can get back in this game if the clock is stopped. I'm not sure how many timeouts Coach Pone has left. It can't be many. So Coach Stellato does not want to stop the clock with fouls here. First one by Rodriguez is good. That makes it a dozen-point game here. It's Rodriguez's 12th point of the night. Second one good. Northampton back in their full court pressure. Trying to get a turnover, and Freedom's going to get a
dunk. They set that one up for Barnes with the deuce and the dunk to end things here.
That might be the exclamation point.
And that one knocked away. Barnes with the basketball up to Harrington, and Harrington will kick this one back out as the Freedom Patriots are starting to feel it here with 56 ticks left.
Yeah, that was a nice exclamation point for the Freedom Patriots. I think they're smelling it now, and a dunk there certainly helps the cause.
First one is good by Harrington. He now has 4. Freedom feeling it. Coach Salado telling his team to calm down. Again, you've seen stranger things happen, but right now they kind of know.
They feel it. They feel it. Coach just wants them to play till the end and not lose focus these last 56.8 seconds.
Again, you'll need a 3 some way, somehow. And here's the 3, and there it goes down. Maybe too little, too late, but back-to-back threes for Harris. Final 41 seconds.
Looks like Northampton's calling off the dogs. They're not going to foul.
And down by 12, that one knocked away. I think there was a foul somewhere there afterwards. They're going to hear it from the crowd.
Yep. Looks like Northampton is going to empty their bench. And a well-deserved handshake for Northampton starters. Freedom's going to do the same.
No doubt about it. You know, an excellent basketball game here. You know, and they're finish it here on the free throw line.
And there's that dunk by Barnes. Nice exclamation point for the Patriots. Northampton getting a bucket there, number 34. That's going to be John Altamare.
And a shot from the outside doesn't go. Final 15 seconds.
You can count it down from 10 for the Freedom Patriots.
They're going to enjoy this one. There'll be a 3 that flies, and that one doesn't go. The ball loose underneath, and they'll get the last basket. But while they get the last basket by John Altamore, he finishes at 4. The first District 11 championship since 1976 goes to the Freedom Patriots as they win this one. I was going to say by the final score of what? I lost the final score.
Yeah, we clear the scoreboard quick here at Easton.
58-48, your final score, and they're celebrating here, ready to get the hardware. Congratulations, first time since 1976 in a capacity crowd here as well. An exciting time. We'll take a quick break, come back right after this. Freedom, your District 11 6A champions. We're back here at Easton Area High School. And now it's an exciting time for them. And Joe Salado trying to get his team situated as well. So while our D11 Sports student reporters try to get Coach Salado lined up and see if they can get a quick interview with him, it's easier said than done because now you're winning a 6A championship. The crowd is erupting. They're trying to get on there as well. And we will wait. When we get them, we get them. Oh, here they go. All right, so we go down real quick. Oh, we did. And Joe Stellato got called momentarily. And Joe Stellato is shaking hands, and he's standing by now with Peter Capote, and he has him now.
I'm here with Freedom head coach. This is your first district title in 44 years. How special does it feel to break the drought?
It's pretty special. It's pretty special. It's a special group of kids over there, and I'm very proud of them. We worked hard to get to this point.
Well, they're having trouble there with the coach, and we'll try to get him again if we can. Your overall thoughts, Ben, while we'll get away from here.
Yeah, no, Coach Stellato has to be thrilled. You know, was it a high-scoring game, which they tend to favor? No, but quite honestly, you don't care. You're going home with the district championship. You're going home with the medals, the gold medals. So he's got to be thrilled. Coach Pone, on the other hand, you know, his guys played extremely hard. You know, he can't be too disappointed. Obviously, he'd like to be putting a different color medal on his guys right now, but you know, certainly wasn't out of a lack of effort for Northampton. You know, obviously, Coach Stampone probably would have liked a few more of those shots to go down. Be interesting to see what the final numbers turn out being.
And 35, Lucas Lesko. Assistant coaches, Matt Shaw.
So we'll go through the coaches as I'm trying to direct and do traffic here as their mic went down here momentarily. We'll try to see what happens there with these guys. And, you know, best of luck, first of all, things to Northampton, you know, them winning it, you know, winning the way they did, and the best of luck to them in the championship.
Yeah, now Coach Stampone is, I would imagine, going to take a couple days to regroup, recharge, no shame in a district silver medal, and then turn their attention to their state opponent. Now looks like we're going to see Freedom get their gold medals.
All right, I want to give credit to all these guys. Again, no specific order. Caleb Mims, Taj Montgomery, Elijah Ruiz, Malik Mims, Brooke Coyne, Frank Falco was outstanding, Jalen Fletcher, Malik Harrington, Aaron Levy, Nick Stannard, Connor Carey, David Barnes, Nick Ellis, Kyle Johnson McCormick, Jalen Stewart, Samir Georges, and Owen Johnson McCormick. And, again, they all play, they all practice day in, day out, every night. Being a part of that, and and they have to be credited. As a coach, it's not one player, it's not two players, not five players. It's everyone as a team.
Yeah, and obviously the ones that get the most game minutes get the most attention. But one thing we really try and hammer home with our program, and I know both these coaches do too, is player number 1 through player number 15 all have a part in it. And again, I know it's not easy for a young man to maybe not get the minutes that they wish, but they're just as important as the ones getting those minutes, and they should be enjoying this just as much as the next guy.
No doubt about it. I want to get back to Northampton, Spencer Cole, Dante Rodriguez, Isaiah Tyler, Joe Gerbacher, Jared Saul, Zach Chrisman, Isaiah Harris, Zach Gula, Jake Chrisman, Isaac Harris, James Robinson, John Altamore, and Lucas Lesko as they get ready. Sam Seneca getting a huge hug, from his coach, as is Mark Horsey as well, but they're enjoying this moment, and they're going to enjoy this for a very, very long time. When you don't win a championship since 1976, and this is a proud thing, and I know Tommy Moser will wish him the very best. He was part of that coaching staff a couple years back as well.
Yes, he was.
He's got to be proud, too, and it's a great moment coming, together as a team. So their 18th win in the 2019-20 season is a District 11 championship win.
Really happy for Coach Salado. He does a great job. He's been at it for a long time. He's somebody I look up to, and I know he's wanted this for a long time. And
they raised the hardware. They're going to enjoy this one, pick it up, and have fun with it, and enjoy every second of that right now. They love that hardware. Take you through the scoring while we wait to see if we can get coach or a player here. 3 points for Cole, 14 for Rodriguez, a point for Gerbacher, 11 for Gula, 14 for Harris, and 4 for Altamar as they take a look there at that trophy and raise it up and show all their friends and family watching here and around. Caleb Mims with 6, 7 for Montgomery, Elijah Ruiz with 2, 10 for Malik Mims, 11 for Falco, 6 for Harrington, 8 for Barnes, Ellis with 6, and 3 for Georges. So they'll take a couple pictures, and we'll wait here for them as well as we get the 6A championship. And while we have some time here, I really want to thank Ari Bluestein, Josh Bellman, their entire team, Sports Fan Base Network. They were with us all year long, and we really appreciate their efforts getting us on board. And sometimes a little hostility in trying to get us on, and obviously we go with Wi-Fi. And with that, I thank Jim Pekrivsak and his entire team for getting us that access over the weekend, doing 6 games in less than 24 hours. We really appreciate everybody being a part of it. To, Jagger Hornick and Peter Capote down on the court, and all our student reporters for what they have done as well. We did 14 games in 9 days, and that's pretty impressive. 26 games during the season. I want to thank John Hoth and St. Luke's. We're just getting started, and we're excited about what is to come with us. Tommy Moser and what he has done with us. Ben, yourself, and all the different announcers that we had here during the playoffs. But, and of course, Dave Micah, my partner, and I'll throw out my family as well, my wife and my kids. And they know this week is going to be tough, and you kind of grind. As as a coach, you're grinding. You're not seeing your kids, and you say, "Hey, Sunday can't come soon enough," and and then you start celebrating from there. So, an exciting time, and they're going to enjoy this with their students, and we may have lost Coach Salado, but we may still have a player. So, if we can get a player, we'll hold on that, and we'll wait a couple minutes here, and I think they're going to try to get Falco or Coach Salado. let's see. We'll give one more opportunity here for these guys. They work diligently hard, our guys, and we want to pay them off with another interview. Peter did a great interview. We just didn't hear it.
Yeah. And Al, I'd like to thank you for having me on. This has been a real treat. Would have been nice to have been coaching in this game, but this is a nice consolation. This is something that I really enjoyed doing, and hopefully we can do it again. And I wish all the luck to you and Dave and D11 Sports. And, you got a good thing going here. Hopefully you can keep growing, and love to see you again next year.
Yeah, no doubt. And I got to tell you, I loved every moment of that, and I think you did a great job throughout, without question. I just, it was, nice to have you. When I texted you, it's like, will he do it? I don't know. And then you came back with, yes, I will, definitely. And, obviously an exciting time to do it. And with that, we'll go down on the court with Jagger.
All right, I'm Jagger Horning. I'm here with Frankie Falco, D11 Sports Player of the Game. Frankie, you came in late in the third quarter and hit a couple of some really big threes for Freedom. How did you feel going in?
I mean, I just go in with all the confidence I need. I don't know. Every time he puts me in, I try my hardest, no matter what.
Well, it was really big tonight, and how does it feel that you led your team basically to the first district title since 1746?
It feels great.
1946. 1976. I'm sorry.
I mean, it feels great. I mean, this team we just try our best every time. We put 100% into everything.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, Jagger down there, and obviously I see Joe Salado. We're ready for him, and we'll get him right now. So here's Peter.
We're here with Freedom's head coach, Salado. How special does it feel to win this district title?
It feels great. It feels great. It's I've been doing this for a long time, and to finally reach this goal is just amazing, and I'm so excited and so happy.
You've played with lots of inspiration throughout the year, especially with Pickle. How happy does it feel now, with all he's had to go through, that he can have a district title?
Yeah, we have an angel looking down on us, and she is certainly proud of all of us.
And lastly, you were at halftime. It was a tight game, struggling shooting-wise. What did you tell your team shooting-wise, adjustment?
We just got to make a few adjustments, share the ball a little more, kick the ball out, and we'll have wide open threes, and that's what we did in the second half when we knocked them down. Thank God.
Congratulations, coach, and enjoy the night.
Thank you.
All right, guys, great job down on the floor once again, and great job to our staff. Your final thoughts here, man.
Coach Stellado's got to be thrilled, as he should be. Coach Pone's got to be proud of his guys too. I mean, like he said before the game, not too many people picked him, but Northampton to be here. Both teams are going to take a couple days off, I would imagine, recharge tomorrow on Sunday, maybe take Monday, and then now turn their attention to the state tournament, just like we are with our guys.
Well, best of luck to yourself and your team, also to Alan, and best of luck to Pone in Northampton and to Joe Salado. That'll do it for us. Again, I want to thank everybody that we thanked throughout the night, and our student reporters and everybody, and congratulations to Freedom and Joe Salado for winning his first championship since 1976. Well done for them, and we hope you've been watching, enjoyed all our coverage on D11sports.com. I'm Al Carlos saying so long for myself and Dave Micah. Keep watching D11sports.com. Have a great night, everyone. Congratulations. Final score again, 58-48, Freedom, your District 11 6A Boys Championship.